Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are doing great. Happy Monday. We got 10 matchups on this NBA slate today. Be sure to like and subscribe. Check out all my links in the description below. If you guys like betting on NBA player props, go ahead and check out ParlayPlay. Get $10 just for signing up. And use that. Build up your bankroll, guys. Go ahead and hop in there. Super fun. And we'll hop in it. 10 matchups. Starting with the Houston Rockets versus the Philadelphia 76ers. Sixers opening up as 12.5-point favorites with the over-under at 216.5. The last three head-to-head, Philly 3-0, 2-1 covering the spread. The over has hit in 2 out of the last 3 matchups. Philly, Danny Green looks like he's good to go. Houston, no major injuries. Houston just 1-9 in their last 10. Philly 5-5 in their last 10. Houston, on a 7-game losing streak, 0-7 covering during that span. Philly 7-2 covering at home against Houston. Yeah, love the Sixers at home. Hard to trust this Rockets team. A lot of points, I get it. Definitely love the Sixers. This should be a focal point of your moneyline parlays first off. But I'll take the Sixers minus 13 and then add them to your moneyline parlays. All right, next matchup, we have the Charlotte Hornets versus the Washington Wizards. Wizards opening up as 1-point favorites with the over-under at 224.5. The last 3 head-to-head. Charlotte 2-1, 3-0 covering the spread. The over is just 0-3 in the last 3 meetings. Washington, no Harrell, no Raul Neto, Holiday, Wanamaker, Roy Hachimura are all out. Charlotte 5-5 in their last 10. Washington just 3-7 in their last 10. Yeah, Washington missing a lot of bodies in this game. Love the Hornets plus the points here. Relatively healthy coming into this. I feel like maybe there's going to be some line movement. I could really see Charlotte being the favorites here. I feel like they should be favorites, but it's just because Washington is at home. But yeah, I'm going to take the free point and a half on the Hornets. Next matchup, we have the Memphis Grizzlies versus the Brooklyn Nets. Nets opening up as 6.5-point favorites with the over-under at 218.5. The last 3 head-to-head, Memphis 3-0. 3-0 covering the spread. The over is hit in 1 out of the last 3 matchups. A lot of question marks. Brooks, Melton, Culver, Concar, Tillman, Buchanan, and Williams all questionable for Memphis. Brooklyn coming into this pretty healthy here. Memphis 7-3 in their last 10. Brooklyn 6-4 in their last 10. Memphis playing great basketball here. 22-15 covering the spread. 12-6 covering in their last 18. 6-1 covering against Brooklyn. 7-0 covering against Brooklyn on the road. I mean, playing great basketball. Brooklyn 0-7 covering at home against Memphis. 1-9 covering at home. They are not a good home covering team. Yeah, Memphis coming into this on a nice win streak, playing pretty hot. Brooklyn coming off a couple losses. Yeah, I'm going to take Memphis plus the points here. I'm already seeing crazy live movement, 6.5. I'm seeing it shoot up to 8. I feel like there's going to be a little bit of movement throughout the day, but yeah, I'll take the free points with the Grizzlies. 2 really good teams, and Grizzlies are a really great covering team. So I'm going to take Grizzlies plus the points on the road. All right, next matchup, we have the Detroit Pistons versus the Milwaukee Bucks. Bucks opening up as 15-point favorites with the over-under at 214.5. The last 3 head-to-head, Milwaukee 3-0, 2-1 covering the spread. The over has hit in 0 of the last 3 matchups. Detroit, tons of injuries, tons of guys questionable. Milwaukee, Middleton is questionable. Be sure to check his status coming into this game. Detroit 2-8 in their last 10. Milwaukee 7-3 in their last 10. Detroit on a 10-game losing streak against the Bucks. 2-12 covering against the Bucks. 0-12 on the road against Milwaukee. Yeah, Milwaukee on a nice little streak here. 12-0 at home against Detroit. Yeah, taking the Bucks at home. 15 points is a lot, but this Pistons team can't cover. 15 points is a lot and you want to back the Pistons, go for it. But make sure you get the Bucks in your parlays here, especially with them at home. Roll them with the Bucks minus 15, and add them to your money line parlays as well. Next matchup, we have the Utah Jazz versus the New Orleans Pelicans. Jazz opening up as 10.5-point favorites with the over-under at 216.5. The last three head-to-head, the Pelicans 2-1, 2-1 covering the spread. The over has hit in 2 out of the last 3 matchups. No major injuries. Brandon Ingram is questionable, so is Valanciunas. Utah 7-3 in their last 10. The Pelicans 6-4 in their last 10. Utah 8-0 on the road. Really great road team. The Pelicans 4-2 covering in their last 6. They've actually been playing pretty good basketball here as of late. I still just don't trust this this Pelicans team. I'm taking the Jazz minus 10.5, but make sure you add them to your money line parlays as well. Next matchup, we have the Denver Nuggets versus the Dallas Mavericks. Mavericks opening up as 2.5-point favorites with the over-under at 212.5. The last 3 head-to-head, Dallas 2-1, 2-1 covering the spread. The over is hit in 1 out of the last 3 matchups. Dallas, no Isaiah Thomas, Burke. Porzingis was out Sunday. See if he plays Monday. Really have no idea, honestly. No Cauley Stein, Boban. All these guys were out Sunday. Luka did play Sunday. So coming off a back-to-back, we're really not going to know up till game time if these guys are going to play. Denver 6-4 in their last 10. Dallas 5-5 in their last 10 here. Pretty much, if Luka plays and Tim Hardaway and they get some of these other guys back, if Porzingis plays, that would be nice. I do like the Mavs at home here. With Luka back, they're a much different team than without him. As long as Luka plays, I'm taking the Mavs in a small spread at home. Next matchup, we have the Atlanta Hawks versus the Portland Trail Blazers. Hawks opening up as 3-point favorites with the over-under at 226. The last 3 head-to-head, Atlanta 2-1, 2-1 covering the spread. The over has hit in 1 out of the last 3 matchups. Atlanta dealing with getting guys back, though. Looks like they're getting Gallinari back, getting Huerter back, Okongwu back. A bunch of other guys are questionable as well, so it's good some guys are coming back for them. Portland, Nurkic, Covington, Simons are all questionable. Atlanta 3-7 in their last 10. Portland just 2-8 in their last 10. Atlanta 7-2 covering on the road. Portland just 1-4 covering in their last 5. Hard to trust this Portland team. They're on a nice losing streak. They have not looked good. Atlanta getting some reinforcements back with, Gallinari and John Collins questionable, Huerter back. So they're slowly getting their guys back from quarantine, which is good. Only a 3-point spread. I'm taking the Hawks here. Portland just has not looked good. Hawks haven't looked amazing either, but they've had a bunch of guys on COVID, starting to get more guys back, and Trae Young just came back a few games ago. I like the Hawks -3 on the road. All right, next matchup, we have the Miami Heat versus the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors opening up as 8-point favorites with the over-under at 217.5. The last 3 head-to-head, Miami 2-1, 2-1 covering the spread. The over is hit in 2 out of the last 3 matchups. Miami, dealing with a lot of question marks here. Tucker, Haslam, Robinson, a bunch of other guys are questionable. No major injuries for the Warriors. Miami 8-2 in their last 10. Golden State 7-3 in their last 10. Both teams really good spread covering the spread. At Miami 20-16 covering, Golden State 22-11-2 covering the spread. I like the Warriors at home. I think 8 points is a lot, but I just don't feel good backing the Heat at home. I like the Warriors more as a money line play for your parlays than I do the points. But for you spread bettors out there, I'm going to take the Warriors -8 at home. Hard to dislike the Warriors at home, but definitely money line plays for me for sure. But if you like spreads, take the Warriors -8. All right, next matchup we have the Chicago Bulls versus the Orlando Magic. Bulls opening up as 13-point favorites with the over-under at 214.5. The last three head-to-head, Chicago 2-1, 2-1 covering the spread. The over has hit in 1 out of the last 3 matchups. Magic still dealing with a bunch of injuries. Chicago, Ball is probable, so they're getting Ball back from quarantine, which is good for them. Orlando 2-8 in their last 10. Chicago 8-2 in their last 10 on a 7-game winning streak, playing great basketball. Couple DeRozan game winners, and Chicago's on a roll here. Hard to trust this Magic team with how bad they are and how good the Bulls are playing. I'm going to take the Bulls -13 at home, and make sure you add them to your money line plays as well. All right, and then the last matchup, we have the Los Angeles Clippers versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. Clippers opening up as 2-point favorites with the over-under at 222. The last 3 head-to-head, the Clippers 3-0, 3-0 covering the spread. The over has hit in 2 out of the last 3 matchups. D'Angelo Russell and Towns were out Sunday. I feel like they're going to be out again as well. They're still in quarantine. The Clippers, a lot of guys questionable. No Paul George. Minnesota 1-4 in their last 5. They've been struggling since their main guys have been on COVID. Clippers haven't looked that good either. Just 4-6 in their last 10. Neither team playing hot here, but Minnesota without their 2 players. I like the Clippers. Only a 2-point spread. Really just a coin flip, honestly. And I'm going to take the Clippers money line at home. Minnesota dealing with a lot of injuries, and hard to trust a Minnesota team on the road without 2 of its top players. I'm going to roll with the Clippers at home. It's really a toss-up. You could go either way here. Maybe bet the over-under in this one, but we'll take the Clippers, give them a little home advantage at home. That's going to be it for the video. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Monday. Hope you guys all cash out, and I'll see you guys Tuesday. Have a good one.